Hey everybody, welcome back to the Couch channel where there's nothing more to say. We are playing Banner of the Maid, and we are about to go to Toulon where there's a battle, I guess. Glory on the battlefield, defending the country, we joined the army for this purpose. But when we actually stepped into the battlefield, it was a totally different thing. Hundreds of people will either survive or die on the battlefield because of our decisions. How can one take up these responsibilities? That I don't know. I'm not familiar with military affairs. However, you see, that laugh sounds like a laugh from a horror game that I played and it's freaking me out. However, you see, whether you're of the royal family or the common folks, who could really say if they can dominate their own fate? And according to my decades of experience, fate often won't give you much choice. What do you think, young lady? In order to not make mistakes, would you let go of the opportunity to change your fate? Surely not. So much for the talk. We're nearing Toulon. Well, it looks like my ride ends here. The person that my brother sent to pick me up should be near. Then I'll bid you farewell. If you happen to visit me in Paris, I'll prepare more interesting stories and some refreshments for you. Thank you. And I have a few words to say to you before I leave. Yes? Your storytelling skills could use some work. Please do hone your speech before we meet next time. This is the first time I've had such an audience. This was the first time I saw Pauline Bonaparte. After that, she set foot on the battlefield again. And when we'll meet again in Paris, that's several months later. Ooh, interesting. Chapter 1. The Cannons of Toulon. Is the guy who's supposed to pick me up still not here yet? I haven't seen Brother Napoleon for more than a year. News about his military merits on the front line can be heard from time to time. This area was once downtown. When the war broke out, civilians were evacuated, leaving only a mess here. People just want a stable and peaceful life, but they can't get it because of war. Having said that, how come no one is coming? Did I come to the wrong place? Oh! Artillery? And the distance. It's very close. Uh-oh. Damn it. It's the enemy force. They have already advanced this far? I have to find a place to hide immediately. Oh, she hid really well. Did that young lady come this way? Could she happen to be Bonaparte's sister? Can you hear me, Mademoiselle Bonaparte? Leclerc? Leslaire? I'm gonna call you Lay. Then I'll have to search this entire area. Who's that blockhead yelling on the street? He might as well lead the enemies to us directly. I guess he must be the one sent by my brother. I can join him and escape from here. Anyway, let me check out the surroundings and find a place where we can meet. Tut-tut, it's the enemy scouts, a group of scattered soldiers. I love how each person standing here is the commander of a unit, by the way. I need to defeat them to reach the intersection in the front. In any case, the safety of Mademoiselle Bonaparte must be guaranteed. Player phase. There's a chain of advantages against other classes, which I already covered last episode. Damage and hit will be increased in advantage, decreased in disadvantage. Chasseur is a light cavalry. Oh, okay, so the horses are... Light cavalry is the horseshoe, but in disadvantage against heavy cavalry. So these scouts, yeah, so this guy and these scouts will be volunteer Jägers. They're German. Pauline Bonaparte, a striking young female officer who has the power to make others courageous. She is a fusilier, which is line infantry troops. Line infantry is the main force on the front. She has the trait line battle. Adjacent friendly infantry units receive... Okay, so I want her surrounded by others. She also has the skill Inspiration as a Maid ability. You get a new command Inspiration, which grants you extra attack with returns. Can only be... That's interesting. No statuses. She has bread to recover HP. She has musket for regular. She has the experimental musket, but your speed is less. Oh, okay. And then she has movement. Movement is 4. Her attack is 12. Her leadership is 6. She has defense 4, armor 3, speed of 3, hit scope of 4, and then base hit chance is 89, base dodge chance is 17, and morale gained is 14. Meanwhile, we have level 5, Charles Le, an ardent revolutionary soldier who gave up the opportunity to inherit the family business and join the Revolutionary War. He's light cavalry. First move, attack range is +2 when counterattacking, and the enemy cannot chase attack you. And he has the skills passionate. When your morale is higher than 50, you receive extra attack and morale strike. When you initiate the attack, lower your target's morale by the amount of the damage done and remove their heroic stat. Ooh. He has a rifle and some bread. He's got this item here, which is a defense and leadership up. Alright, well.
诸位，让我们为未来而战吧。
So these will be some pretty even fights because we're on the opposite. Yeah, take that. You want some? Nah. So dodge chance +10 on this ground, movement lower and dodge chance higher on this ground, and I need to move you over to.
都准备好了吗？
It's a military cap of one of our soldiers, and it was hit by several bullets. It seems that the front line has expanded to this town. The port is said to be occupied by British warships. I guess the situation is not looking very optimistic. German Jaegers and British warships? Goodness. I don't know how many soldiers have already been sacrificed on the battlefield. I'll take it with me. If I meet anyone friendly, it's easier for them to recognize me. I got a trophy, the broken military hat. I don't know what I do with trophies yet.
上吧，拿下他们！
Come at me. The battlefield contains various terrain. So, example, it's harder to move puddles and reduces... Okay, yeah. So, is that a puddle? Yep. It doesn't look a lot like a puddle, but it's a puddle.
今天就让我来打头阵吧。
So, you gotta be careful when you're moving through stuff.
准备战斗，开火！
Get him! Yeah! Viva la Revolution! In this basket is a bundle of fleur de lis. The petals are already weathered. Under the rubble, a dead body. Seems to be some civilian who didn't have the time to evacuate. It's not the time for sentimentality. Keep moving forward. I got the iris basket. This game is pretty good.
上吧，拿下他们！
Hit or defeat enemies to increase your morale. When your morale counter is full, you can use the heroic action to increase damage, hit chance, and gain extra. I understand. A piece of a burnt banner. Not long ago, I was fighting with my comrades under this banner. Soldiers fought under my command, and although they eventually repelled the enemy, most of them were killed. Was my leadership good enough? Broken banner. Okay, let me go ahead and kill you first.
再不行动，我可等不及了。准备战斗，开火！
Yeah. HP represents the organization of a troop. When it's reduced to 0, that troop has to retreat. When your troop loses too much HP, you can recover it by using items via the item command. Unlike weapons, items will permanently disappear when used up.
都准备好了吗？
诸位，让我们为未来而战吧！
Because if I lose this guy, I think I lose the match. Oh, damn it. I should have checked his range. Well, let's try the heroic action anyway, even though I don't think we need it. Heroic.
战斗吧，诸位！
Oh!
今天的胜利会成为美好明天的基石。 想好了吗？再不行动，
Huzzah! Victory! Oh, she climbed up there. Are you Mademoiselle Bonaparte? This must be the guy who was yelling. His voice was so loud. Excuse me, are you with my brother Napoleon? I'm the subordinate of your brother, Charles Lay.
原来如此啊！
Well, just like he described, Mademoiselle Pauline, you have the temperament that fits this military uniform perfectly. Is that what my brother said? Except Mademoiselle Josephine, you're the one he talked about most. However, the fits this military uniform part is my own opinion. Thank you. There are few people in the military who speak like you, Mr. Lay. Men or women, some people are born to be soldiers. Let's stop talking and standing here and go back to the camp first. There's an enemy line nearby, and it'll be dangerous to stay for too long. Oh. Look out, Pauline! It's the enemy artillery. Retreat now. Lay! How'd the pony not get hit? French camp, Toulon.
Paulina，
The battle begins in 4 hours. Are you still the determined soldier that I knew?
拿破仑哥哥，
Is it you, Brother Napoleon? Lay asked me to bring you a message that you owe him a big favor. Don't forget to return it later.
真的吗？
Monsieur Lay, is he alright now? His legs were broken from diving in order to save you, and he'll return to Paris to rest tomorrow. If I had paid more attention to my surroundings, I would have noticed that the area had already been bombarded once by the enemy. It was my poor judgment that led to Monsieur Lay's serious injury. Bad luck happens from time to time on the battlefield. Don't blame yourself. I've heard of your victory on the front line. You won the battle, but with heavy casualties. What, did you expect to get some compliments from me? Although the enemy was defeated and I was exceptionally commended, I can't forget the soldiers who died in that battle, and I can't praise our victory.
我
Should I really be considered a qualified leader? It was I who brought you to Paris, and it was I who suggested that you enter the military. Am I doing something wrong? No, it was my own decision to become a soldier. Recall your original intention of joining the army, Pauline. At this very moment, the war is still ongoing. The commander agreed to my plan not long ago. Tonight, we'll launch a general attack on the enemy's position. Once the fortress is occupied, we can then use the cannons to drive the British warships out of Toulon. It's time for this battle to end. Since Leia is injured, I need another adjutant. What say you? Are you coming with me?
我
I make your decision. Indecisive people unworthy of the battlefield.
就这样办吧。
If you don't want to be a soldier anymore, I will arrange someone to send you back to Corsica. I will stay, brother. Tell me about the battle plan. Good. Then find yourself something to eat first. You can't go to the battlefield with an empty stomach. Come to me when you're ready. Lay's injury is my responsibility, but I still can't leave the battlefield. Protect the people like us from the anguish of war. It's for this reason that we decide to join the army. Welcome to Chapter 2, The Maid of Toulon.
开炮！
Keep firing! The enemy's resistance is still very strong. The battle against the enemy positions began in the afternoon and continued into the evening. The target of the attack is Fort Morgrave, the most heavily fortified position of the enemy's defense around Toulon, and also the key part of my brother's plan. Once we occupy this position, artillery can bombard the British warships in the port from the high ground, block their reinforcements and retreat routes at sea, and turn the tide of battle in one fell swoop. There's a lot of them, though. At the moment, our army has suppressed the enemy artillery, but still hasn't gained a decisive advantage. If the situation continues this way... Oh my goodness, hello. Bonaparte, it's turning into a prolonged battle. The power of our artillery will be limited if we hold off till the nighttime. This is Rose de Beaumont, the artillery commander who's supporting my brother's offensive. Her name alone indicates that she's noble, which is quite rare in the revolutionist-dominated army. Most aristocratic officers have been replaced by the revolutionists. Only a few continue to serve in the army due to the influence of the Queen. Rose de Beaumont is the most distinguished among them. Speaking of the legend of the Maids, it has been taboo for the past hundreds of years as it's... What? Always related to witches and heresy. Recently, there have been positive rumors spreading in the country, precisely because of the performance of General Rose de Beaumont on the battlefield and the publicity of the royal family. You haven't explained to me what the hell these maids are yet. The remaining shells are sufficient to support 3 or 4 rounds of artillery support. It's time to make a decision. Rose de Beaumont, pay attention to the tone of your voice. This is not the era where you nobles can criticize and boss around people in the army. Your responsibility is to coordinate the artillery, not issuing combat orders. This man is Hubert Mondego, the supervising adjutant sent by the general. There are many rumors about him in the army. His former superiors have all become big shots, so he's been rapidly promoted in the army. Officers who haven't received formal training like him aren't uncommon nowadays. Commander Bonaparte surely has his plan. Your reminder is unnecessary. Or are you just trying to take credit for his work with your so-called instinct of the maid?
What?
I'm just speaking as a common soldier. Oh, did I stop this? Hang on, I think I need to actually put a cut in here, so I'm going to do that now. I'll see you guys in a minute.